And in business news, the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria has expressed deep concerns over the increasingly stringent regulatory environment in Lagos and across the country, highlighting these heavy financial burdens these regulations impose on manufacturers. The association is advocating for significant improvements in infrastructure within industrial areas, emphasizing the need to bolster domestic industries, enhance their competitiveness, and ensure that the manufacturing sector thrives. The chairman of MAN's branch, Ikeja, Mr. Robert Ogbaja, says the relevance of their meeting here is to focus on improving productivity in Nigeria's manufacturing sector, monetary, fiscal policy, infrastructure, and competitiveness. He says that the manufacturing committee acknowledged the role of the sector as a barometer of the economic health, but lamented the harsh operating conditions are severely undermining productivity and competitiveness.
There is no doubt that the manufacturing sector suffers some setbacks in the recent times, caused by challenges such as high cost of diesel and other petroleum products, acute shortage and high cost of forex, insecurity across the country, high cost of raw materials, high regulatory compliance costs, and of course, the recent hike in electricity tariff. We shall continue to strive towards ensuring that government provides the needed enabling environment for our huge investment. We are constantly engaging heads of government ministries, departments, and agencies on policies that have the potentials to impact positively on the rail sector performance.
The manufacturing contribution to GDP has remained below 12%. And the sector is beset with a number of challenges: multiplicity of taxes and levy, inadequacy of electricity supply, forex, quite a number. So we are trying to see how we can start to peel away those challenges so that we can create an environment that is conducive for business.
We are looking at, the issue of productivity in the manufacturing sector. And also how this productivity is impacted by some of the issues like energy issues, logistics, generally the cost of doing business.
The Nigerian Economic Summit Group has convened its National Economic Dialogue in Abuja as it seeks to re-strategize Nigeria's economic future. Key stakeholders at the event acknowledged that Nigeria's current economic standing falls short of its potentials and emphasized the need for stronger collaboration to drive growth and secure the country's place on the global economic stage. Uloma Onyemachi reports.
Since the introduction to democracy in 1999, Nigeria's economy has experienced fluctuations, but it has yet to achieve the level of independence required to become a significant global economic force. This event, organized by the Nigeria Economic Summit Group, themed Nigeria's Economic Future, 25 Years of Democracy and Beyond, brought together leading figures from both the public and private sectors. The NESG chairman provided key insights into the current economic landscape.
We must continue to reduce our dependence on oil by developing other sectors such as manufacturing, agriculture, and technology. Infrastructure is the backbone of a thriving economy. We must continue to invest in critical infrastructures such as road.
Among the guests were the Minister of Budget and Economic Planning and the Chief of Staff to the President, who shared their perspectives on the challenges and opportunities ahead.
President today, who, as God will have it, has been a participant actively in the last 25 years. He ran a state which is the largest economy in the country.
And if a 200-year-old democracy is still talking about its economic future, which is on the front burner of the campaign in perhaps the most advanced democracy in the world today, then we should not applaud, but accept that in 25 years, we have come this far.
As the dialogue progressed, Dr. Segun Omisakin, the chief economist of NESG, laid the foundation for the panel discussions.
The interface, the policy-making process, the policy itself is a product of politics.
We had better indices in the 80s, and now we're almost at a stagnation point right now. But there is another opportunity that can help us jumpstart that and move us forward.
As a prelude to the National Economic Summit that will be held in October, today's dialogue has now set the stage for even more critical conversations that will go ahead to shape Nigeria's economic path forward. Uloma Oyemachi, TVC News, Abuja.
Maritime security experts and government officials and industry leaders gathered in Lagos for a critical summit aimed at addressing the escalating threats of drug smuggling and human trafficking in the maritime sector. Summit termed Evolving Maritime Security Threats to Ships and Seafarers brought together key stakeholders to confront the critical challenges facing the global shipping industry. TVC's senior business correspondent Ifunaya is a report, and we'll be back with sports news.
The Maritime Security Providers Association of Nigeria, in collaboration with the alumni of the Maritime Academy of Nigeria, URON, organized the crucial summit. The focus was on the alarming increase in illicit activities at sea, particularly the smuggling of drugs and human trafficking.
It is of great concern that drug traffickers could potentially collaborate with stowaways network. This partnership could lead to a coordinated effort to use stowaways as couriers, moving drugs from West Africa to Europe. Both MASPAN and Amano expresses strong support for the fight against all forms of trafficking and smuggling.
Whatever threatens the security of maritime transportation will eventually be calculated in terms of the cost of maritime transportation. And that is going to be reflected in the cost of items that are carried by sea.
Presentations also shed light on the severe impact these crimes have on ship owners and seafarers, many of whom find themselves unknowingly involved in these dangerous activities.
But where the seafarers have to suffer, where the innocent seafarers have to suffer, it is the world has not focused their attention on this. And that is why this gathering, especially in Nigeria, is very, very important.
If there is compelling evidence that a certain crew member is involved, do let us know. Or do let the ship owner know. Ship owners will cooperate and get that crew member off the ship. They will give them to the authorities to arrest, to do whatever they want to do with it. But the rest of the crew, the ship, should not be penalized.
The Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy reaffirmed its commitment to enhancing maritime security, stressing the vital need to protect Nigerian waters from criminal exploitation.
It is time to align our interests and resources towards a common goal, that common goal here is to ensure safe and secure maritime domain for all Nigerian seafarers and vessels.
As the summit concluded, there was a strong consensus on the need for immediate and decisive action to safeguard ships and seafarers from the growing threats. Ifunanya Eze, TVC News, Lagos.